This is your friendly neighborhood monkey Sentinel, and every time I say welcome back, I get the theme song to Welcome Back Carter stuck in my head.
Welcome back.
Sorry, you're stuck with me. It's just in my nature. So with today's video, I want to focus on reporting on YouTube still, but this time you're going to be using a web browser. So Safari or Firefox or Brave or Opera, whatever browser you choose to use. I'm going to divide the video up into two parts. The first part is going to be really straightforward, and it is just simply how to report. The second part is going to be discussing more in detail the YouTube guidelines around animal abuse and why it is so difficult to actually get these videos taken down. Even the hardcore ones can be difficult at times. All right, so I already have this video queued up. There is a specific moment of abuse that is happening in this video that I want to report. So you'll remember that in the mobile app, I had you guys turn off your autoplay option. And in that, you went to your profile pic and you brought down your settings to do that. In the web browser, it's different. You do it in the video itself and you turn it off right there. Once you turn it off, it should be off for all your videos. Sometimes it seems to toggle itself back on. So to report the video, we just hit the three dots and then we hit report. And that's going to bring up an option here for different types of abuse that you can do. You would think that you would hit hateful or abusive content, but actually I want you to pick violent or repulsive content because there will be a drop-down menu where you can select animal abuse. Then once you hit next, you're going to see that I've got an option for timestamped, which means that it's right at the moment of abuse. And then I can provide additional details. The text that you're seeing on the screen right now, it's the actual text from YouTube's guidelines on animal abuse. It's better if you can use YouTube's specific language in reporting this abuse. So I'm going to choose this one, content where a human maliciously mistreats an animal and causes them to experience distress outside of traditional or standard practices. We'll talk about what that means in a bit, but I'm going to copy and paste it because I keep it as a document. And I'm going to put it in, and basically what I'm going to focus on is the maliciously mistreats. I'm going to make sure that they understand that this is an endangered animal. I'm going to describe the abuse, including a couple more details. I'm going to try to keep my tone really neutral and also include the words, "This is intended to shock or outrage," because that also is part of the violation of YouTube's guidelines. You want to be careful about ranting at YouTube because it's not going to help you. And in fact, it can hurt you. It can get you a strike and it can get you thrown into YouTube jail, right? Algorithms, it's much easier for them to pick out, the F-bomb than it is for them sometimes to pick out the context of animal abuse. So be really specific with your language. I don't have any statistics about how much this works, but I know that from my own experience, using this strategy has been more successful. Take that for what you will. Now what we want to do is report the profile. So we're going to click on the profile itself, and then we're going to hit the little button that says more. And then we're going to bring that down, and we're going to hit report user. When we do that, we get these options. We can report the art, we can report the profile picture, and we can report the user. All of those are good options. When we select report user, you'll see that there's not a great option. If you choose none of these are my issue, what's going to happen is that YouTube is going to try to educate you about community guidelines, which is helpful in some ways, but not in our immediate need right here. So what I usually choose is violent threats or spam and scams. Usually spam and scams, but it kind of depends. This one is a really bad channel, so we're going to choose violent threats because of some stuff that I saw in the comments section. And you can choose the individual videos if you want to, and then we hit submit. And then again, we have the option, and you don't get this in a mobile device. You have the option to leave a comment, and then you hit OK. And That's it. You've reported the video and you've reported the user profile. I'd like to go back to this image here. This text is, as I mentioned earlier, directly from YouTube's own policies regarding animal abuse content. It can be really depressing to look at because I don't know about you, but I can read these bullet points and think of at least 2 or 3 examples of videos that violate them and are still up despite being reported multiple times. People get understandably frustrated by this and will say that YouTube is run by evil monkey molesters, which I don't think is true. I understand the sentiment, but that's not likely to be true. What's more likely to be true is the other theory, which is that it's all about the money. I think that that is part of it, certainly. But the main reason why these videos stay up is really pretty basic. YouTube doesn't use people to scan its videos. 90% of the content that goes up is scanned by artificial intelligence, machine learning. And artificial intelligence can be really, really useful in some things, in a lot of things, but it struggles with context. I want to read this point here in the center. Content where a human unnecessarily puts an animal in poor conditions outside of traditional or standard practices. Examples of traditional or standard practices include hunting or food preparation. It can be really difficult for artificial intelligence to understand the difference between hunting and food preparation, which can look quite grim if you've ever hunted and dressed your own kill, and compare that to an actual torture video where a baby monkey is being dismembered on camera. And unfortunately, those things do exist. This is very hard for the artificial intelligence to understand in terms of picking one out from the other.
It is time we talk. Proceed.
When we talk about the pet videos, they don't really violate any of these because YouTube's terms of abuse are very explicitly towards the graphic side of things. So abuse in terms of like physical abuse. YouTube doesn't understand that forcing an animal to walk bipedal is a form of abuse, or that putting it in clothing is a form of abuse or exploitation, right? None of that is covered in the YouTube guidelines. And so that's the reason why the pet channels are so difficult to take down. You have to get a moment where physical abuse is actually captured on camera and then timestamp it and report it based on that. It's a long fight, and we have to take it up with YouTube. We have to take it up with legislators, and we have to take it up with ourselves culturally. And I'm going to make a separate video that kind of gets into all of those things as well. So that's it. That's all I got for you today. And I hope this was useful, and I'll see you next time.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. We always could spot a friend. Welcome back. And I smile when I think how you must have been. And I know what a scene you were learning in. Was there something that made you come back again? And what could ever lead you